Hi Virgo, welcome to your weekly love reading. I hope you're doing well. There's a lot showing up in your energy this week, so let's dive in and see what Spirit wants you to know, Virgo. So we have the Strength, Nine of Wands, Eight of Swords, King of Pentacles, the Moon, the Hierophant, the Lovers, the Fool, Justice, Page of Cups, and the final card is Seven of Wands. Okay, so there's something really strange going on in your love life. You might be in the middle of some type of dilemma. The heart of your reading is the Moon, and this card has to do with illusion, sometimes deception. I don't feel like anybody's lying to you. There could be something that you don't want to see, something that you're lying to yourself about, or it could be that with the Moon, it's like you don't know everything that's going on. Part of the puzzle is missing. You're working with like a lack of clarity, or only seeing half the picture of what's going on in your love life. There are more things that are going to be revealed. So I feel like whatever's going on up here, because this is like crystal clear that you're dealing with some type of challenge in your love life, whether you're single or married, there's more to come. Something will be revealed to you. Okay, so let's take it one row at a time. You have Strength, Nine of Wands, and Eight of Swords. I feel like there's something where you have to be really brave. I mean, strength, this has to do with spiritual strength, and it means that you can't give in to your fears. This card also has to do with fears. You can't give in to your ego. You can't give in to negative thinking. You can't give into negative input from other people. It could also mean that you're battling someone else's ego. With strength, you have to be very forgiving and very compassionate, but the message is that you have to be brave. I'm also drawn to this infinity symbol here. For some of you, it could be that you're dealing, with a twin flame relationship. And those are the most difficult relationships that come with a lot of fear, and there has to be a lot of compromising and work. You have to be brave. And I see that you're afraid. You have the Nine of Wands. I feel like you're afraid of something. Like you're afraid of maybe where a relationship is headed. You're afraid of being hurt. With the Nine of Wands, you're always waiting for an attack. And it could be that you're worried that someone's going to hurt you, that your heart's going to be broken, that you're going to be left out in the cold. The Nine of Wands means that you're very protective of yourself, but they're telling you to be brave. And I feel like there's something going on where with the Eight of Swords there, you feel trapped in this like fear. You feel trapped. You feel like there's nothing that you can do about a situation in your love life. They're telling you to be brave, but you don't feel very brave. You feel like, there's really nothing that I can do here. And because you want to protect yourself, but I feel like, I'm just drawn to that infinity symbol up here. And I feel like for some of you, you're dealing with like a twin flame relationship, and those relationships come with a lot of drama, and sometimes they're not easy, depending on where you are as far as like your spirituality. Next row here, King of Pentacles, the Moon, and the Hierophant. So this could be you are an earth sign, and it could be that they're saying, earth sign Virgo is afraid. If I were reading these cards, just kind of reading them, I'd say, the King of Pentacles Virgo is afraid. There's something they're not seeing, but they're being guided by spirit. That's the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a highly spiritual card, and it means that you're hearing your calling in some way. It could be scary based on what's going on up here. You're being guided to a kindred spirit with the Hierophant. You're being guided to like-minded individuals. I just keep getting this could be your twin flame. Let's look at what's going on here. Like I said, this is being brave. And here is the Lover's card, which has to do with, could be a twin flame or your life partner. But with the King of Pentacles, it could mean that, this relationship comes with a lot of happiness and abundance. That's why they're saying to get past your fears. I feel like there's something holding you back from pursuing a relationship, or maybe you're being stubborn and forgiving someone. Those of you who maybe you have an ex or something like that, you could be holding back from letting this person back into your life because you're afraid they've already done you wrong in some way. I feel like maybe not for everyone, but the message I'm getting from these cards is that for those of you that maybe have someone that you need to forgive, or you're questioning, should I let this person back into my life? This reading is saying yes, this person comes with a lot of abundance and happiness. Even though there could be some drama, like I said, twin flame relationships come with drama. And sometimes they break up and then get back together. I mean, the Hierophant, it's so spiritual. And like I said, you're drawn just to people. You're drawn to where you belong. So I feel like if there's a relationship around you where you're struggling, they're telling you here that this is, where you're meant to be. Or maybe there's, you're single and you're afraid you don't want to be hurt. Now is the time to get past those fears. Because, you're being guided to exactly the person that you belong with, which, like I said, it could be your twin flame. This person brings a lot of happiness and stability into your life. The Ultimate Abundance card, kind of like the Emperor and the Empress. Now this row here, you have the Lovers, the Fool, and Justice. All major arcana, and this has been coming up for a lot of signs where it's like all major arcanas down here. I feel like something may happen towards the end of the week. Something may happen where things finally get resolved. And I feel like, the Fool is here. The Fool, to me, this is about taking chances, taking a giant leap of faith, throwing caution to the wind to pursue a new beginning. And it's next to the Lovers. So it's like, you finally get past your fears that are up here. You finally get past your fears. And you think, I don't care, I'm going to pursue this relationship, I'm going to give this person another chance. And this leads to a whole new beginning for you. Not only that, but you have Justice. And this card can mean karma. And I don't know, I just keep getting like twin flame. I have not brought up twin flames for any of the other signs, but I feel like you're dealing, like some of you have a twin flame around you. Justice just means that things, are being set right for you by the universe. Things have been out of balance, and balance is being restored. You're being drawn back to where you belong. Maybe you've been stuck when it comes to your love life. Maybe you've been stuck in a relationship. There's a lot of spiritual help for you. This can also be your angels and your guides. They're setting things right for you. They're creating more balance in your love life. But you have to help them by not being afraid, going after those new beginnings, being brave. And know that you don't know the full story yet with the Moon. The Moon is telling you that there's more to be revealed. You might feel that you're in the dark right now, but there's more information that is going to come to you, perhaps from that partner. Maybe there's someone that needs to tell their side of the story. But I just keep getting that this is where you belong, and this person brings you a lot of happiness and stability. And you have the Page of Wands. So this card can mean communication. It could be that you have to communicate with this person. There has to be some type of exchange. Even if you're afraid, be brave. The Page of Wands, it just means that you're in for a lot of change and excitement. So it could be that this person, brings us something different into your life, something completely different. Maybe they're more lighthearted than you. I know that Virgo can be kind of serious. And you have two pages here, the Page of Cups and the Seven of Wands. That could be communication. It could be that two people have to communicate. You can't, those of you that are struggling here, and you're struggling maybe with a partner you don't want to talk to, maybe you don't want to trust them again. Two people have to be willing to talk. But also, the Seven of Wands goes perfectly with the messages up here. The Seven of Wands means that you have to be brave. You have to stand up for yourself. You can't be intimidated by a situation or the person. You have to feel that you're just as strong as everyone else. But it just means that you have to be ready to stand your ground. Some of you might be like fighting for a relationship, and other people, those of you who are single, you just have to be more self-confident. Okay, so let's see what confirmation cards come up for you. The first card, the Magician, the Fool, and you also have a Seven of Pentacles. And you have the Two of Cups. So they're telling you that love is around you, something very exciting. This is, a new love or someone from the past coming back into your life. But you have to be brave. You have to be really self-confident, because I feel like you're afraid in some way. I don't know what you're afraid of, but you're afraid. You know, and you know, Page of Cups, love here, love here. This is a, you know, a very spiritual relationship. This is kind of like feeling a very strong bond with another person. There's like a telepathic connection. This is a soulmate card. Considering how many times I've mentioned twin flame, this could be a twin flame relationship. But you know, you have two major arcanas, and they're telling you with the Magician that whether this happens, if this manifests, this is up to you. Because I feel like someone is really struggling, like, what should I or should I not? The Magician is telling you that you have all the power. You have all the control over your life, no one else. I mean, two people have to communicate, but maybe you're the one that has to communicate first. The Magician is saying that you make all the magic happen. And then the Fool, like I said, you're in for a new beginning. You have to be brave. I mean, I see so many like fear-based cards here. They're telling you that you can have that new beginning that you want in your love life. But this is going to be like risky in some way. I feel like you take some type of crazy chance when it comes to your love life. I feel like it's not easy. You have the Seven of Pentacles down here. Here you're just kind of like going back and forth. You're weighing your pros and cons. You're really doing, you know, a lot of thinking and planning and wondering about a relationship or about your love life. So I feel like, you know, there is love all over this reading. And like I said, I feel like some of you have a twin flame around you, but there's just like, you don't trust like what's happening. There's a lot of fear. And like I said, pay attention to that, because that really does happen when you have a twin flame around you. Sometimes you're afraid of each other and you run away from each other. But it just seems like it's a time for new beginnings and new relationships, or, you know, healing an existing relationship. Okay, Virgo, I will end the reading here. I hope you enjoyed it. Much love and bless.